G'day everybody, welcome back to Starfield. We are just hanging out here at our outpost in Androphon, and the reason why we're here is because we've just handed over about 3 more artifacts to the armillary down there, and yeah, we're about to hopefully continue the storyline for Constellation, and I get the feeling that we're getting very, very close to the end of the main storyline. But since we're here out at our outpost, I think maybe it's about time that we did what I've just been talking about, perhaps maybe the previous episode or the episode before that. But I'm looking to perhaps maybe replace the landing pad that we have here with a larger one. Why not, right? Because perhaps maybe that's the reason why our ship is not able to land here. It's simply too large. So let's see what we can do on that front. So haven't done outpost building or management in a very long time, but we should be able to delete this. There we go. Now the question is whether or not we actually have what it takes to make ourselves one of the other landing pads. My bad. So I think it's, yeah, here, landing pad with ship builder. And I'm also hoping that by, getting this landing pad, we can essentially start building ships with any type of part from any type of manufacturer. Yeah, the only problem is it's much bigger, and finding a good spot for it is going to be tricky. I feel like I want to keep it sort of close to where I've kept sort of this stuff over here, because I remember spending a lot of time trying to align those things. So it'd be kind of a waste if we sort of had this somewhere else, although we are having trouble trying to find a spot for it. Just gonna see if there is a way we can sort of align the entrance section to it. Yeah, something along those lines might not be bad. So I'll build that. Yeah, I still think that the building mechanics, there's definitely a lot to be improved upon. Like, I feel like they could have introduced a better sort of snapping mechanic. Something that, I appreciate that you can sort of freeform stuff, and that it's perhaps maybe by design to a degree, but I just feel like it's lazy not to include like a snapping mechanic that would help you sort of align things, because let's face it, like, we're creatures of organization to a degree, right? So, we'd like to keep things, organized where we can, or where it makes sense. So it doesn't make sense to me that Bethesda hasn't exactly, accommodated that. But anyway, let's just check this thing out. So this is the ship builder, I think. Yeah, so we can even maybe... Yeah, okay. So I wasn't expecting to be able to buy ships from here, but you can. So I have no idea, like how this works, where they're sort of getting their ship selection from. Maybe it's just randomized, and you can just buy whatever is available at the time. I don't know, maybe if this resets at some point. So got some kind of weird designs here. It's not a bad thing to sort of go through the ship designs just to, give yourself a little bit of inspiration for your own build. I've yet to use one of these gigantic cockpits though, and I would like to do that, hopefully, at some point, but I feel like with the way the story goes, the series might end before I actually get a chance to experiment with larger cockpit sizes. Yeah, interesting. Yeah, I got a porthole there, but that's not exactly the cockpit. The cockpit's up here. Yeah. Alright. Maybe if we do come back, we'll experiment with checking out the build menu again. Actually, I do want to check out our own ship here. This is our ship, right? Why is it called a first cav ship, though? I thought it was called the first Zumwalt ship. Weird. Okay. Anyway, doesn't matter as long as our ship is here. I just wanted to check and add a piece randomly here just to see if we've got everything unlocked. It looks like it, right? I think every single manufacturer is accessible here. Or am I wrong? Maybe there are certain pieces that are only available when you go to the manufacturer. Could be. I might need to look into that a little bit more, because the whole idea of making the shipbuilder, or making the larger landing pad, initially I assumed it was to unlock every single piece available in the one location, but it doesn't look like it. I'm looking at the engines here, definitely quite a few engines that are missing. So yeah, I'm not sure how that all works. Just looking at the cockpits here. Yeah, we don't have access to the larger cockpits either. Alright, well, that's a little bit disappointing. So I'm not sure if there's a way to have it unlocked, or have all the manufacturers unlocked in the one location. That also seems to be a bit of a frustrating thing, if you ask me. Like, I would have preferred being able to see everything in the one location somewhere, at least, right? That way... where's our ship, by the way? Oh, our ship is there. Suddenly appeared. Okay, then. I'll get back in. But yeah, I don't know. It just seems odd to me that you would get players to, let's say, you know, if they wanted to mix and match, you would have to start building in one location first, and then you would have to go to another, you know, location to pick up a specific piece. I don't know. A lot of
achieving orbit now.
Fussing about, you know, to simply do something that should be kind of simple. Let's have a bit of a fight here with the Starborn. Sure, why not? Level 16. I mean, our lasers are going to be enough to pretty much decimate most things anyway. I'm not entirely sure why sometimes it feels like very difficult to shoot down enemies. Perhaps maybe it's because we were too close or something. Anyway, there's definitely a lot of mechanics that I probably need to learn a little bit more. But anyway, we do need to go to Masada 3, where there is apparently a buried temple, and we're going to confront the hunter and the emissary there. Before we do that, however, I want to actually go back to Jemison, and I do want to see if... Hang on, sorry guys. That's Gagarin. Not exactly wanting to go to Gagarin. Yeah, jeez. There. Bloody hell, I'm looking for the lodge. I want to go back to the lodge. Why? Because, well, this could be our last chance to have a chat with various people in the lodge, so we may as well see if they've got anything to say. And yeah, there's this whole thing about going through the Unity, right? So I don't know if we do go through it, whether or not we can come back. I assume maybe not. Talk to Vlad to locate temples. Hang on a sec. Alright, okay. And I'm glad we did that, guys, because I guess there's a whole bunch of temples that are still out there that we should really be looking for.
Advocate. Curious feeling, knowing that you've seen something that no one else has. That you know something no one else does.
What's your take on the Unity?
Counter to everything I've said and believed before. I've caught myself wondering if we ever should have started this search. If this is all true, and I have it right, we've potentially started a chain of events that will create more of these Starborn. Or worse, enable the ones we've seen to become even stronger. I am not fond of either of those options. So maybe now we have no choice but to finish this journey before one of them does.
We don't know for sure what will happen.
No, I suppose we never really do. But I don't see any other possibilities right now. Look, I don't like the idea of siding with either one of these groups. I'd much rather see someone from Constellation get there first. I trust any of us far more than these Starborn. You're doing Constellation proud.
Alright. What does...
I know everyone's excited by the artifacts, but we need to be as objective as possible and be aware of possible negative effects.
Noel have to say about all this?
As much as I love uncovering new questions, I wouldn't mind a few answers now and then.
Any thoughts on the Starborn?
You mean what could be the biggest discovery in the history of humanity? Yeah, I've got some thoughts. Scans are still inconclusive, but I think we've seen enough to know that we're dealing with something potentially even more unusual than the artifacts. There are so many questions beyond just who are they? How did they find you? How do they know about the artifacts? Why has no one ever seen them before?
Never a dull moment.
No, I guess not. But this takes things in a whole different direction. They threatened you. It was one thing when this was just about us investigating the artifacts. A weird phenomenon that didn't come with creepy threats or questions about aliens or whatever it is that's going on now. I know we'll figure it all out in the end. It's just kind of a lot right now.
What do you think about this idea of unity?
It's silly, but I can't stop thinking about the idea that there are more of me out there. Even just one more Noelle is crazy to consider, but dozens, hundreds, an infinite number of them? How different might we all be? Am I not even remotely the unique individual I thought I was? My head is spinning just considering it.
So, no universe hopping for you then?
No, thank you. Stay safe, okay?
Alright. Wonder if Vlad's around. Let's just maybe tag that. Oh, actually, I do have it tagged already. It is actually telling me to go back to the ship, though, so I'm guessing maybe he's at the eye. It's been a while since we've been around here. I do want to...
Hey, let me know when you're ready to take me along with you. Should only be a few years.
Oh yes, that's the girl that we saved from that planet. I mean, Sarah should be looking after her, right? Like, that's related to her story. Oh, okay. Why did I do that? Not entirely sure. Let's drop that. Don't need to bring that. We can, however, place that back here. Yes, good. Right, so I'm sort of just having a look at our locker. I know we've kept a few things in here, and I don't really know if there's anything worth bringing. There's some resources, actually, which I could maybe stash into the ship, and that might be a better location for all of it. Yeah, we've got a whole bunch of other things here, which I initially thought could be, you know, rare, but turns out that they're not. Let's take all of the resources. Okay, and the biosuppressant is apparently in here, and we're missing one of them, actually. So I don't know if we've got some biosuppressant sitting perhaps in the ship. But anyway, regardless of that, we do need to get ourselves to the eye. So let's go ahead and do that. I probably don't need to even make my way to the ship from here. I can simply go to the eye from here. And so far, I'm feeling that the Eye, as a space station, is also underutilized. You know, like, I feel like there could have been a lot more that happens on the station. Perhaps maybe even something like, you know, having our own quarters in the Eye, and then being able to, you know, design a space for ourselves there, or maybe even edit how the Eye works, you know? Like, oh my god, Sarah, get out of the way.
Heaven is having a smooth running ship with a crew of friends.
Alright.
Yes? How are you?
Goodness me. Alright, let's get out of here.
Hello, Captain.
Yeah, and the Eye seems like it's not really changed since we last left it. Or has it? Actually, it looks a little bit tidier. Because we did have that starborn attack over here, right?
Oh, sore. One too many squats.
I was hoping you could point me out to another artifact temple.
Been poring over the charts, looking for another match. Think this one might just be it.
Okay. Power on Gunibu 6. Okay. We'll look for that. Take all of their stuff.
Greetings, Captain.
I haven't actually talked to Vasco for a very long time, have I? You think all this Unity stuff is true? Gateways to parallel universes?
Human understanding of physics has until now shown no indication that such a thing is possible. And yet, we have now encountered two individuals physiologically identical to unique humans we already know, possessing knowledge and technology that it seems improbable for them to otherwise have. It is indeed possible that they are telling the truth, that this unity does exist. More data is required.
We need the rest of the artifacts then.
That would at least verify the assertion that the artifacts are necessary to reach the Unity. Yes.
Do you mind if I ask you some personal questions?
You may. I will do my best to provide satisfactory answers.
Can you tell me more about Lunar Robotics?
Lunar Robotics is a manufacturing company. They are most notable for creating Model A robots. Their headquarters was once located on Earth's moon. It was evacuated during the cataclysm that rendered Earth uninhabitable. Today, Lunar Robotics products are still found throughout the settled systems, myself included.
Okay.
Return soon.
I can't remember if we've been to Lunar Robotics on the moon. We possibly have. I've just not remembered. But perhaps maybe that's something that we could just quickly check before we move on further.
What's new with you today?
Yeah, again, full control over the placement of, like, passageways and stuff like that would have been nice as well. Just so that we could design the ship exactly how we want it. Let's undock from the eye, and let's get going.
Separation complete.
Okay, so why don't we quickly check out the Sol system? And yeah, we'll have a quick look at Earth and the Moon. So we've got Nova Galactic. But I don't see a sign of where Lunar Robotics would be. It says that there's like some kind of an outpost there on Europa. I'm kind of curious. Apparently we may have landed here before, but we've not explored. Yeah, okay. It definitely doesn't look like a an interesting sort of outpost, if you know what I mean. It's probably just a run-of-the-mill outpost, but I don't understand why we're getting that icon when we're looking at it from the map. Because normally these sorts of things would indicate that it's like a bigger settlement. So I got Sidonia here, a new homestead on Titan. So yeah, weird. Okay, so with that, I think we're headed to get some more powers. So let's try and get this power on Gunibu 6, I think. Gunibu 6D, excuse me. So let's head there. Alright, so we do have the scanner anomaly just over here. Gonna land.
Let's put this bird on the ground.
Judging by how many spaces there are in our power menu, I feel like there's probably still a few more of these anomalies out there, so we might be speaking to Vlad quite often. Oh, goodness me. Look at the view, guys. I wonder if we sort of got here at an interesting time, like when, you know, it's twilight, and perhaps maybe that's why we're getting this very beautiful effect in the sky. I didn't want to do that. I actually wanted to step out of the ship. I mean, that must be it, right? Surely. But, I mean, look at this, guys. This reminds me of the covers of, like, sci-fi books that were written, like, in the 60s, 70s, and 80s. You know, they used to have, like, very, interesting sort of, cover art. And a lot of them like to feature, you know, buildings that were made with, you know, chrome color. That's why, like, chrome is such a big thing in sci-fi and cyberpunk style games. Yeah, this really sort of reminds me of that whole aesthetic, you know. I mean, look at it. Very picturesque with the planets in the background as well. My goodness. Alright. Let us work our way to this temple, and let's see if we can snag ourselves a power, preferably a useful one. Because, so far, the way things are going, not all powers are created equal, apparently. Something over there. Another anomaly. What was that? Temple Omicron? Okay, let's get to this. I feel like this whole thing is a bit of a death trap. I mean, I just got caught on it. We didn't die. But I mean, if it was real life, surely we would have been, like, smushed in half or something, you know? Alright, let's get ready for the defender here. Or the guardian, rather. Okay, let's not die. Okay. So I suppose from here we should actually check on what new power we managed to obtain. Might be this. Void form. Channel the very darkness of space, rendering yourself nearly invisible to those around you. Alright. Alright. I mean, that would have made, like, stealth sections extremely easy. It makes sense for this power to not have been available early on, because I think that would have just made the game a little bit boring in the stealth sections. Mind you, some of those stealth sections were extremely difficult to deal with, so having this would have helped. But anyway. Alright, cool. Very interesting power. Let me just take another look at whether or not we can go to the eye and have another chat with Vlad. I'm sure there's more, right? I mean, look at these slots. So I feel like the next few episodes are going to be just us looking for powers. And I don't mind doing that, actually. So let's get to it. Oh, we've gained some burns, apparently. I guess maybe this is like acid rain or something. So strangely, I'm not entirely sure why the game doesn't just have a permanent objective that tells you... that tells you that you need to, you know, look for more of those powers, or look for more of those temples. We seem to need to drop by the lodge or drop by the eye every so often to unlock the ability to do that. So I'm also confused as to why we haven't seen anything more about the Varun at this point.
Oh, so nothing yet. Still poring over the charts.
Oh, right, okay. So we can't really do anything at this point, so he's still looking around. Well, in that case, we may as well continue with Revelation. I don't really know if perhaps maybe doing Revelation might actually, you know, move things forward a little bit. Either that, or perhaps maybe we need to progress in-game time for an additional temple to be available through the eye. That could be a thing.
I just want to turn off the grav drive so we can float around.
Corco, that room of yours better be clean next time I go in there.
Just looking for a place to sleep. So I'll do like 10 hours, and then we'll go back to the eye and see if Vlad's ready to give us some more details.
This ain't my getting around to a tone, you understand?
Okay, let's see if there's anything available.
Gave up my room in the lodge so Andreja had a place to call her own. Haven't made a match.
Okay. Doesn't look like it. I don't know if we need more time, or we just need to simply progress the story. That could be progressing the story. So let's go to Masada 3, and let's actually see what happens when we get there.
No more words. Let's settle this.
I don't suppose either of you will listen to reason?
You had your chance to pick a side. Don't go walking back from your lone wolf strategy now.
I didn't ask for this fight, but I'm not letting either of you control the artifacts.
A fight in the heavens themselves. What more could we ask for? Annihilate them.
Okay, I don't seem to have very good control of my ship for some reason. I think they've got like some weapons that prohibit your movement or something like that, so anyway. Yeah, a bit disappointing that we have a fight in space rather than on foot. Scorpius. Yeah, let's focus on the Scorpius first then. Yeah, they've got some kind of tech that is preventing us being able to pilot the ship correctly, which is going to make this very, very difficult. In fact, I don't think we're going to survive this. If it was one-on-one, I think we might have had the chance to... Oh, here we go. Nope, that's not the ship I want. Okay, I don't see the Scorpius, actually. It's a random...
Target engines have been disabled.
I've been using heaps and heaps of ship parts here, so I'm guessing maybe I've done enough damage to Scorpius and maybe we'll continue our fight like on the ground or something. There we go. Alright. Well, I wasn't expecting to survive that, guys, so that's really good. I'm wondering whether or not I should sort of wait until all of our systems are repaired here.
Friendly grav drive operational.
I wonder if there's a way for us to fix our systems by using ship parts. Maybe not. Okay, let's land. The buried temple.
Landing site's clear. All green here.
Okay. There's actually a starborn ship here landed on the landing pad. I'm not entirely sure if I've seen anything like that before. Okay, before we go out,
Just say the word.
I'm just going to stash some stuff that I don't need into this ship. Yeah, all these resources that we picked up before. And... yeah, that's actually kind of cool. But it is giving us less protection though, so...
I'm ready to make some waves.
Let's actually just
hello.
exit from here instead. I mean, it's cool seeing you sort of like jump into the cockpit and stuff. But again, I feel like there's an opportunity there to
Pleasant to see you.
put some kind of skip button for that. Or maybe have it in the options so you can toggle it on and off after you've had enough of seeing it for so many times. Okay, so I wonder if we should go to the ship and see what's going on at the ship. One thing that I do want to do though is medicate, so we can just get rid of all of these ailments. Bandages. I wonder if there's something that's gonna cure both of these things. Maybe not both of them. I'll take that, and I'll take that. I mean, I'm sort of expecting that this is maybe going to be hostile territory. Maybe not. A bunch of dead people here. Ecliptic. I've, again, still called out that we don't really know much about the Ecliptic mercenaries, and, I feel like by now the game should have had a chance to give us a little bit more detail on who these guys are, and perhaps maybe have some quests that relate to them. They almost feel like another faction that you could have joined. Jeez. Bit of a massacre here. I think this is also probably a game design way of loading you up with useful things before getting into a fight. God damn. Alright, we've got hypothermia again. If we manage to upgrade our spacesuit crafting ability to the max, I think we may have been able to make ourselves a spacesuit that would have prevented getting environmental damage or, you know, illnesses or conditions. Okay. So this is Scorpius, not the Helix. I'm not entirely sure if the Helix is landed somewhere nearby. Alright, let's do this. Yeah, that seems like the answer, but let's just be sure. I think so. Okay. I'm not entirely sure if there's any significance of this base. But I guess maybe it's just the location of the final artifact. Okay, I smell a fight in front of us. But I'm gonna keep looting. We could become encumbered though, because of because of all of this. Ecliptic computer, let's take a look. The bridge. Canyon rocks make approach vector bad for supply ships, so constructing a bridge to reach the target site. We'll start packing it up once automated facilities are further online. Robots. Establish perimeter patrols for the bots. The less time we have personnel outside, the better. We'll consume that, because you never know, we might start fighting very soon. Yeah, we came in through there. Alright, let's head further up. Yeah, we just simply need to find the artifact, apparently. I'm sort of feeling like perhaps maybe one of these, or some of these Starborn Guardians might actually start showing up. Since they're all in stealth, you know. It could potentially just appear out of nowhere. It's like a maze here. Plenty of... Oh. Yep. As I predicted. Let's do maybe revolver. Alright, for these guys up top, I'm definitely gonna need like rifles and stuff. The positioning of the lighting, though, is very, very strategic of them. I'm having trouble trying to target these guys. My goodness, there's actually quite a lot of them. Let's see. Why not? Rune weapons. There's a way for us to get up there. Oh, damn it. Alright. Just as I'm trying to make my way to them, they've jumped down. I'm just gonna see if I can switch to a different type of grenade here as well. Yeah, let's do impact. Damage resistance in. I also have a feeling that these guys perhaps scale to whatever level you are at the time of arriving. Makes a lot of sense. So we could be like level 100 or something like that, and these guys would be way too easy to deal with for a final sort of, well, semi-final battle, maybe. I still think that we'll probably have to face off against, you know, the emissary and the hunter. They'll probably attack us directly, rather than using their henchmen. So plenty of bodies here, so I will loot while it's safe. So, of course, there's all this talk about going through the Unity. I'm sort of hoping that we get the chance to do stuff before we actually go through it towards the end of the game. I hope that it doesn't force you to go through the Unity before you've sort of completely finished what you're doing. Okay, great. Got all the med packs, all the trauma kits, emergency kits. There's a very big operation going on here. I almost feel like this could have been the biggest ecliptic base that we've seen. Going the right way? I'm not sure. Oh. Strange. Sorry about that, guys. The game seems to be chugging a bit there. Not entirely sure why. Perhaps maybe the game is spawning in enemies and stuff. And that could be the reason why. And perhaps maybe they're all in stealth. Okay, that works. I mean... that looks good, and that looks good. Which means we should still be okay with these two. Oh no. Hang on. Hang on, hang on. That's what we want. Oh my god, alright. It's so not worth it. Okay. So we have arrived at the location of the buried temple. I'm thinking there's probably going to be a bit more of a fight in front of us. And then there's probably going to be like an area underground that we would have to go through as well. This might be a decent place for us to just call it an episode for now. When we get back, we'll progress with the story a little bit more. And hopefully we'll defeat all of the Starborn and be the last one standing. We'll grab the artifact, and from there, I don't know, maybe the game finishes immediately, or maybe we have the ability to, you know, sort of do what we need to do before the game ends, because I would like to visit all of the temples and try and get all the powers if I can, but yeah, I'm not entirely sure if that's entirely possible. Anyway guys, hope you enjoyed this episode. Leave that like if you did, stay true, and I'll see you guys in the next one.